women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. Conflicts constructively and taking responsibility for your action. While tolerance means accepting differences, now enduring love is built on a foundation of maturity and tolerance. It's about weathering the storms, understanding each other's flaws, and committing to the relationship through thick and thin. Now, this type of love prioritizes long-term commitments and shared growth. Now, when you say enjoying love, it focuses on the present, while not necessarily lacking maturity or tolerance. It might prioritize immediate happiness and compatibility. It's about enjoying each other's company, shared interests, and avoiding conflict. Now, this approach can be fulfilling, but may be less equipped to handle significant challenges. You're welcome to Insight Today. I am Jumai Manson. Today we will take a look at maturity and tolerance, enduring love versus enjoying it. I am being joined via Zoom by Amara Ezediniru. She's a workforce optimization expert, a relationship and family coach. Do not go anywhere. Insight Today continues shortly. Stay tuned. All right, now you are welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today on Global Television. And like I mentioned before, I am being joined by Amara Ezediniru. She's a workforce optimization expert, a relationship and family coach. And you are welcome to the program, Amara. How are you doing today?
Very well, Jumai. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, for this particular topic... Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Now, for this particular topic, talking about maturity and tolerance, enduring love versus enjoying it. Now, break it down to us a bit. What's it all about, Tamara?
Well, there are two different ingredients, maturity and tolerance. There are two different ingredients that anybody and everybody should be able to bring to a relationship. But we need to know their differences. And also that love can actually be enjoyed or it can be endured. Whatever you choose out of the two, whichever you choose out of it's totally up to you. And of course, I would enjoy you and enjoy everyone to enjoy, really, when we can enjoy. Are you there? Are you there?
Here with you. I can hear you. I can hear you, Amara.
Hello,
go ahead. I'm
great.
with you. I can hear you.
Okay. Alright, so I was talking about that two of them are tolerance, if care is not taken, will be subduing you. You're going to be losing yourself because you're trying to tolerate. Maturity is about, okay, so let's make it practical a bit. So you have a partner who is dirty, for example. Tolerance will be that you continue to clean him up. And he keeps remaining dirty and you continue to clean him up. It will get to a point where you'll be broken because, you can't keep cleaning an adult. But maturity is to say, hey guy, we need to talk about this, right? I'd rather you do A, B, C, D. Or we have our different spaces. In your space, you do as you like. If you're crossing over to my space, these are my rules. Okay? I hope that helps us with what maturity and tolerance is. A lot of times, people, because of tolerance, lose themselves. They begin to bear heavy weight, the weight of a relationship. You will your partner without feeling undue weight on you. Thinking about it, losing sleep because you want to speak with someone. If it's at that level, that's tolerance being stretched, and that's endurance really. I don't encourage that. All right, let me see if you understood me. Are you there?
Now, Amara, let's look at this very closely now. You said something, you're being tolerant, and at the same time, individuals lose themselves in that aspect of being tolerant. You mentioned that, right?
Yes, I did. That individuals could lose themselves.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, tolerance is supposed to be a complement to maturity.
Oh,
we need both of them, in a relationship. But please, tolerance is like your side dish, right? Maturity should be the main thing that you bring to the table. Tolerance can come around like a side dish. It is not a main course. Yes.
Look at maturity and tolerance. Now, how do they contribute to the endurance of love in a relationship?
So a lot of times with tolerance, people endure. Just like I told you, I gave you an example of your partner is dirty, your partner lies, your partner, does things that really you can't endure, you really don't like. So people say you tolerate him. What they are meaning is lower your bar, lower your standard. What they are saying without saying it is admit rubbish into your space, right? So tolerance ought to be that, okay, you are dirty, I'm going to bear with you until you learn to be clean. Now that's tolerance plus maturity, because both of them are important. Yeah, maturity and tolerance makes a relationship super duper good. And that's the enjoying part. If you use tolerance alone, that is enduring. It's hurting you, you're feeling pain, you don't like it, but because you have to tolerate it, that's where enduring comes. You continue to live with it, you continue to manage it, that's the language we use, manage it. Anyway, it's affecting your self-esteem. It's affecting your mental space. It's affecting your productivity at work. But you are going to keep enduring, keep hoping against hope that change will come when you haven't quite addressed it. So with tolerance, you really don't address things. You just say, that's how he is. Let's just bear with him. But with maturity, you are saying, come, let's have a conversation. How can I support you to do better? How can I support you to be better? How can I support you for the change that we're expecting? Right? Are you there?
I want to ask a very crucial question, and I'm sure some people will want to agree with me. So whether tolerance or maturity, being mature in a relationship, isn't it what actually works for you that brings peace that one should imbibe in that particular relationship or marriage? If you're being tolerant and it brings peace of mind at the detriment of your own happiness and things are smooth sail, but at the detriment of you being you, no issues and all of that, don't you think, does it really matter whether you are tolerant or you are mature in that particular space you find yourself?
Well, that is the irony of life. How can you have peace when you don't like something? It's not possible.
That's why I said you're being tolerant with it.
So when you are tolerating, remember, it's that I don't like this. I am allowing it. Now, your tolerance is supposed to have a deadline for the rest of your life. That will erode your peace. Because if you said to me, put on these shoes, they're very tight, but we're only working for 10 minutes, that's tolerant. So my tolerance helps me to wear the painful shoe for 10 minutes. But if you say, put on this shoe, well, we are going for the whole day, the next week we are going, then excuse me, that's no longer tolerance, that's slavery. Definitely your peace will be gone. So if tolerance has, I'm tolerating you for a period, that's fine, all right? But if it is not for a period, then I have to bring in maturity. Maturity is saying, pending when you change, and there is a timeline for change. I'm going to bear with you. I'm going to be supporting you. That's where maturity comes. So if you use only tolerance, I'm sorry, you're going to be hurting yourself and your partner, because what happens is that one day the thing you're sweeping under the carpet, calling it tolerance, is going to soon start smelling. There will soon be no space under the carpet. And so when you raise the carpet, it will bloom. Or the bottle the thing you're bottling up, one day the bottle is going to explode. All right, so tolerance is wonderful. It's a wonderful virtue, but it has a timeline. It has a lifespan. It's not what you want to put yourself through all the days of your life because you are in a relationship. Even if it's your mother-daughter relationship, you're going to seek help. You have to seek help for the person that you're tolerating. You're also going to seek help for yourself that you're subjecting to accepting what you are not. So after a while, everybody's going to start getting hurt. If you brought something that is small into a room, and we're all sitting down, we're all quiet. Okay, so let's say we're all in a room and somebody farted, we all take it, we are quiet. Okay, that will fizzle out. And the person does it again. I tell you something, some people are going to get up and say, don't you ever try this again. But those who are tolerating without maturity are going to keep taking it and the fact continues, they'll keep taking it. Which is healthier? You that continues to take this and continues to enable improper behavior, or the mature person that says, excuse me, do you know there are so many people in this room? This thing you're doing is making a mess of everybody. So that's what maturity does. Like I said, both of them are important, but one has a lifespan or a timeline. You can't tolerate all the days of your life now.
But what is cracking me up is, why would you use that particular example, which is true, by the way, but you are so funny. But, why would you use that example? Why? Really? On national TV, you're cracking me up. It's fine. But at the same time, Amara,
it's our reality.
Yeah, truly it is. But you know what, Amara? When a newlywed, when they're married, and then it's time for parents to give the advice, there's one particular word they always say: tolerate each other. Be tolerant in this marriage.
Absolutely.
It will get you far.
Absolutely.
Don't worry. Whatever your husband does, tolerate him. Whatever she does, tolerate her. Why don't they use another word than that? Because I think if our parents understood the implication of that word tolerant, like you said something, sometimes you tolerate at the detriment of your own happiness. So do you think there's another word to use aside tolerate?
Yes, first of all, I will tell you that our parents are also regurgitating what they were told. When they were getting married, they were told the same thing, and they feel it's the custom to pass it down. They watched their mothers say the same thing to all the girls in the family. They also listen to their mother tell them that, oh, this was said to all of us, So first, it's not necessarily their fault. They are regurgitating. Secondly, they may not actually know better. They may not know something else to say apart from saying that. And they use tolerance for so many years in their lives. And I tell you that a lot of them have trauma embedded in them that they haven't been able to unravel. And they have passed this trauma down. Now that we know better, we're going to do better. I'm not sure I want to replace the word tolerance with any other word. What I want to do is say, in addition to tolerance, can we please bring in maturity? In addition to tolerance, maturity should be there. As a matter of fact, maturity is number one. So I would rather have my mother say to me, hey daughter, you're going to bring in all of your maturity into this relationship. Is that okay? And while you are being mature, remember tolerance. That's what I'd rather I'm told. And that's what I'm going to tell my own daughter.
Fantastic. All right, now, Amara, let's quickly go on a very quick break. And then, of course, what led to this particular conversation was a clip I saw on social media about a woman talking about maturity and, of course, tolerance. And we'll go on a break. We'll listen to her a bit and then come back to the beautiful Amara Ezediniru, who is a workforce optimization expert. And, of course, she is a family coach, and a family expert. All right, let's go on a very quick break and then quickly go into that particular video and come back to the discuss of the day. Stay tuned.
There's a fine line between maturity and tolerance in relationships, and modeling both up can undermine your relationship. Maturity starts when you learn not to sweat the small stuff, even when the small stuff irritates you. Not closing the toothpaste cap, not returning that missed call. The habits that don't really harm your bond are the things that you ignore when you're mature. Choosing grace over nitpicking things is what maturity looks like. Tolerance, on the other hand, starts when you swallow things that not just hurt you, but impact the quality of your relationship. Disrespect, repeated neglect, broken promises. Tolerance is when you tell yourself it's fine when it's not really fine. So how do you identify it? If letting it go leaves you feeling lighter, that's maturity. But if keeping quiet leaves you heavy, feeling bitter and causing you to quietly want to distance yourself from your partner, that's tolerance. And guess what? Resentment has started to grow in the process. Remember this, maturity strengthens relationships. Tolerance slowly kills the relationship. So please know the difference.
She said maturity strengthens the relationship and tolerance slowly kills the relationship. That's food for thought there. And of course, Amara Ezediniru is still here via Zoom on the program Inside Today. Amara, are you there?
Yes, I am. And she's so correct. She's so right.
Exactly. And there's some things that when you're mature, you can overlook, you can just, take your eyes away from. But when it's tolerance and you want to take your eyes away and there's still resentment, it just pulls the relationship far apart. She spoke very well. She did, right?
That's right. She did. Maturity is not necessarily looking away. It is picking your battle. It's asking yourself, which of these is worth my time? Which of these am I willing to give up my headache, take a headache for, take Panadol for, like we see here? Which of these versus, how do I put it? Instead of fighting Jumie or responding to her and getting a nap, which one should I do? Oh, well, I need a nap, so I just ignore Jumie, but not at the detriment of my happiness. I'm ignoring Jumie right now because I want a nap. It doesn't mean that what Jumie is doing or what Jumie did will not be addressed. It will be addressed. It's just that I'm choosing not to do it now. That's maturity. Tolerance is also saying what Jumie has done, I'm going to ignore it. But tolerance is not going to address it later. Tolerance is going to say, oh, well, that's how Jumie is. Oh, well, I'll just bear with Jumie. But maturity is saying, right now I need to sleep. I need to take a bottle of something to cool, to relax. Later on, maybe in a week or two, I will deal with Jumie. That's the difference. And it's important that we recognize this so that we don't mix it up. Remember, tolerance is good because it is actually tolerance that has made you to choose to ignore Jumie right now and go for your sleep. It's maturity that is telling you that this is going to still be addressed. It's a matter of when I will address it. All right. Sometimes also addressing things doesn't mean that, okay, I'm going to call Jimmy and let's have a chat. No, addressing things can actually mean that you have drawn your boundaries and you have raised your guard so that this dirt does not cross into your own boundaries. So for
Are you there?
people to have conversations or what you call it, confrontations. No. Maturity even tells you when to lower your voice, when to raise it, because part of maturity is emotional intelligence.
Very true. But Amara, you just say, would you agree when I tell you that a lot of people are not mature enough to that level to understand that there are some things that you don't really take to heart that are not really detrimental to that relationship? A lot of people are not mature enough to understand that, don't you think?
Yes, which is why I will agree with you, which is why we are now bringing it to the fore. We're now talking about it, Sometimes what we think is maturity is not maturity.
True.
So that's why we're talking about it now. If people know better, they'll do better for sure.
Very true. I like the fact that if people know better, they'll do better. Now, quickly now, Amara, what are the essential ingredients for creating a balance between maturity and, of course, tolerance in order to enjoy love in a relationship or marriage?
Well, the only thing I always would say is knowledge. Really, you can only do what you know about. If you don't know, you can't do. So I just encourage people to keep an open mind and always wanting to learn. Every day is a new day to learn something. There are people who do not believe in learning every day. They have days they set aside to learn. They will tell you every Friday or every Monday and stuff like that. Every day is a day to learn. Then the second thing I also talk about is question the norm. It's not okay to keep accepting things as they were. It's time to ask, why is this like this? What else can be done about this? Is there another way to achieve this, a better goal, a goal that benefits more people than just one person? If we ask questions, questions like, what can I do to get a different outcome? If we start asking questions, activating our curiosity, it will help all of us with, embracing maturity. Because what is maturity really? There are people that when you question them, they take offense. So you may want to be subtle in your questioning the norm. And you may also want to find the timing for the questioning. So you can question by yourself. In your little corner, you're questioning, why should you maybe on TV, be on Inside Today every 2 o'clock? And then you start questioning, you start thinking of the answers, you're not sure. One day you'll find Jimmy, and then you ask her the question. And then you say, is there another way we could do this or do that? So part of one of our problems is we really don't ask questions. So I've recommended 2 things. Have an open mind, embrace knowledge as much as possible, and please activate your curiosity. Thank you.
You said have an open mind and activate your curiosity, which is very important. Now, thank you so much, Amara Ezedinuru. Of course, she is a workforce optimization expert and a relationship and family coach. Thank you so much for being a part of Insight today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for always having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Maturity and tolerance, enduring love versus enjoying it. Now, some may say both types of love are valid. Once I'm tolerant in my relationship and it works for me, why not? If I'm mature in my relationship or marriage and it works for me, why not? But enduring love offers stability and resilience, while enjoying love focuses on immediate happiness. Now, the best relationship often finds a balance, embracing both commitment and the joy of the present moment. Now, maturity keeps a marriage together. tolerance drifts it apart. So it's better you create a balance and learn to speak up, speak out, so you can work things out. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you all so much for being a part of Insight today, and thank you so much, Amara Izidiniru. She is a workforce optimization expert. Thank you all so much for being a part of the program. Have an amazing day. Bye.